So, thanks very much everyone for having us here today. Thanks very much to the PWI for inviting us to deliver this presentation. We're going to deliver a presentation on our project, which is Carstairs Rationalisation, and it's our digital approach. My name is Conroy. As was just mentioned there, I'm the Digital and Information Management Lead with the Carstairs Rail business in Scotland. And I'm also the BIM Manager for the Rail Systems Alliance in Scotland. I'll just pass you over to Brian, who can introduce himself.
Yes, I'm Brian Armstrong. I'm Carstairs Technical Discipline Lead for Rail Overhead Line Electrification and Contractor Responsible Engineer, CRD, for RSAS Rail Systems Alliance in Scotland. Chris and I both work for Carstairs, and some of you may know Carstairs is a world-leading design and engineering company delivering sustainable design, engineering and consultancy solutions for natural and built assets. We have more than 33,000 people in over 70 countries dedicated to improving quality of life. Through leveraging data and technology, we have the capabilities and services to meet client demands driven by global trends such as urbanisation, climate change, digitalisation, evolving stakeholder expectations, and potential unforeseen events.
So since 2019, Carstairs has been part of the Rail Systems Alliance in Scotland, and that is a three-way partnership between Carstairs, Network Rail and Babcock, with the primary purpose of delivering track renewals projects, but we also do enhancements projects. And that's what we're here to talk about today is one of those enhancements projects, Carstairs Remodelling, which is the build and the implementation of a rationalised and improved junction for Carstairs on the West Coast Main Line. And as some of you may know, it's quite a complex or quite an important junction in the Scottish network.
Okay. The Carstairs Remodelling scheme is a £150 million design, development, build and implementation of a improved Carstairs junction in Scotland. The junction has been notoriously problematic for Network Rail and has been through various upgrade option studies since the 1990s, none of which has fully resolved the challenge of providing a suitable upgrade within time and budget and within minimum disruption to passengers and freight. The Carstairs project includes the rationalisation, renewal and enhancement of the existing track, signalling and electrification system, along with all the associated ancillary civil and structural engineering to increase the speed through the junction from 40 to 110 miles per hour, with minimum disruption to train services. Located on the West Coast Main Line, the busiest mixed traffic line in Europe and connecting to the Carstairs Edinburgh line, the Carstairs junction is one of the busiest junctions on the railway network in Scotland. The existing track and S&C assets are nearing the end of their serviceable life and are identified as requiring renewal, and this provides an opportunity to rationalise the current layout and assess the signalling requirements. An added benefit of this is the ability to assess the existing permissible speeds and turnouts for improvement, with the aim to remove or minimise existing track and signalling non-compliances, resulting in less restrictive junction controls for better drivability of a strategic area on the route. This project will impact a huge volume of rail users in Scotland and elsewhere in the UK. By freeing up extra capacity on the West Coast Main Line, the busiest mixed traffic line in Europe, it will help facilitate cross-border and domestic Scottish freight and passenger services, as well as provide capacity for the anticipated high-speed services to Glasgow and Edinburgh, which will run through from the HS2 project further south. This presentation is our brief description for how the Rail Systems Alliance coordinated key designers and contractors to achieve an integrated system design, working with Siemens, SPL and Story Rail to ensure the integrity of the rail system and at the same time delivering value for the client through a scheme programme that results in minimum disruption to freight and passengers, and thereby delivering on the Carstairs aspiration to improve quality of life.
So, Arcadis providing lead designer and BIM management services for the Alliance. Arcadis coordinated input from the design disciplines and integrated design through a suite of Bentley applications. And we adopted the Bentley iTwin platform to create a digital replica on the project. This enabled the improved communication between teams and early detection and resolution of clashes in the design, keeping project information up to date through ProjectWise, enabled our web-based interdisciplinary project reviews. Our philosophy on Carstairs was to embed innovation into a project, improve communications, decision-making, deliver a multidisciplinary, digitally coordinated project, making use of an ecosystem of applications, and to empower the project team, which includes the supply chain and the client, to embrace the digital technologies and new methods of working for Scotland's Railway. We established a regular programme of digital coordination, digital review meetings, and encouraged participation from the design team, the construction team and the client teams. This concept of this digital coordination and issues management activity was, for some people in the project, quite a new activity, and there was some scepticism initially, but actually through the process and through encouraging people to participate and demonstrating the value in undertaking the digital coordination and through the issues management, we actually encouraged more participation, and the process gathered more momentum. As I said, we used ProjectWise and EB as our common data environment solution. They were hosted by Network Rail, so we're using the systems that Network Rail asked us to, or would be putting the information back into anyway. So that gave us the single source of truth that we were looking for. We also used Bentley Navigator as our hub for empowered collaboration process, and we knew that using that we could rely on having the latest information at our fingertips and provide confidence that the clashes we raised or the clashes we resolved were relevant at any point in time. At the peak of our design production, we were coordinating design from over 100 designers from 8 companies and across 7 cities in Scotland, England and India, and we were working on design packages for 12 disciplines. It was a truly collaborative effort, coordinating design deliverables and managing issues resolution to tight timescales, and we actually resolved over 15,000 clashes through this digital coordination exercise. And overall, through this collaboration and coordination, we realised some significant financial savings as well. As our digital coordination solution gained momentum and positive feedback within the Alliance, an unexpected outcome was the positive references or endorsement of our process to other projects, and actually we've been invited to deliver a similar solution on another high-profile project in Scotland. And additionally, we were shortlisted as a finalist at the Bentley Year in Infrastructure Awards in 2022. So as I said, we utilised quite a suite of Bentley applications throughout the project lifecycle. These included ProjectWise and EB as our common data environment solution, MicroStation for 3D modelling and drawing production, Ecosim Open Buildings Designer Open Roads for civils, structural and earthworks design, Bentley RailTrack for rail geometry, Open Rail for track modelling, Open Ground for geotechnical analysis, Context Capture for reality mesh modelling, LumenRT for visualisation, and Navigator for model federation, clash detection, reporting, and finally iTwin for coordination, for review and for issues management. Alongside that ecosystem of applications, we leveraged Arcadis' capability in a number of digital processes such as drone data capture, reality mesh modelling, surface and corridor modelling, digital clash detection and issues resolution, design and construction sequence visualisation, and lastly, using iTwin as the part of that solution, we created a solution ecosystem that overall improved communication between the team and engaged the supply chain with new methods of working. I mentioned already about visualisations. So visualisation techniques they're not new processes. However, on the Carstairs project, we've adopted a variety of techniques for different circumstances to obtain the best results. One such was using LumenRT and OpenRail, and using these we developed track discipline models from the rail geometry, and we used these to demonstrate spatial coordination between foundations and other structures and sleepers, etc. We used reality mesh modelling within context capture to generate realistic visualisations for issues resolution and for public consultation and for contextual signal citing. And additionally, we also use a non-Bentley application, the Unreal Engine, to create driver's view visualisations and a number of high-quality rendered promotional, instructional health and safety videos. So the benefits of our digital approach to the Carstairs project have been demonstrated through the facilitation of the improved collaboration and the presentation of detailed models and accurate coordination information, which improves the decision making throughout the project lifecycle. The better contextualised environments and a higher level of confidence in the data presented has provided the assurance that the decision making is correct and timely, and as a result we've seen savings made through the design rationalisation. In addition, on other projects we have used the driver's view visualisations to deliver virtual driver training, and this massively reduces the time taken to train drivers through a new junction layout. Information accessibility and the creation of a digital replica of the railway infrastructure has been the cornerstone of our strategy to bring a diverse and varied design, construction and client team together on a new digital process for Scotland's railway. A process that gained positive reviews, as I've mentioned, and led to another opportunity on another project in Scotland. And then, lastly here, through the difficulties of the COVID lockdown periods, the digital processes that we introduced enabled the project design to continue at pace when otherwise not being in the same room might have slowed the project down. And I think that's a testament to the can-do attitude of the people that are involved and their commitment to trying to use the digital processes to their full advantage whilst remote working.
When fully operational, the improved junction will require less maintenance and subsequently a reduction in the number of speed restrictions that are currently in place due to ongoing repair works. This results in improved journey times. In addition, the current 40 miles per hour speed through the junction will be raised to 110 miles per hour. The separation of the through traffic from the station through the introduction of the new freight loop, the biggest in Scotland, increases the overall operational performance and the capacity. Improved journey times between Glasgow, Edinburgh and from Scotland south to England will encourage more passengers to consider rail over road and air travel, and also provide the incentive to shift freight from road to rail. And lastly, the new infrastructure includes new power supply with remote switching, allowing more efficient maintenance and subsequently a reduction in any rail closure times when maintenance is required. In conclusion, the adoption of digital processes, Bentley applications and ISO 19650 standards for BIM has allowed the Rail Systems Alliance to demonstrate real value for the client by delivering fully coordinated and risk-reduced project and by increasing the knowledge and understanding of digital and BIM processes within the supply chain in Scotland. In addition, our digital approach facilitated improved coordination and collaboration within project members working remotely despite the COVID pandemic situation spread across the globe. This digital coordination exercise helped to reduce time for creating a federated clash-free model. Thank you for taking the time to listen to our presentation today, and we leave you with a few testimonies from key project stakeholders. So we've got Alex Sharkey is the Rail Systems Alliance Director, a director within Network Rail for the current Alliance framework and the one previous. He has been a great advocate of our digital strategy for the Alliance.
Carol Markow is a Network Rail signalling engineer, and she was actually one of the first early adopters of our collaboration strategy on Carstairs.
Gregor Bell is a director within Arcadis and is the engineering design lead for the Rail Systems Alliance. A railway professional for over 30 years, he oversees engineering assurance and quality.
And lastly, Phil Ingram was project manager for the Carstairs project. Phil commented that he had never worked on a project with a digital process quite like that before, and he would advocate it on projects going forward. That's the end of our presentation, folks. Probably quicker than we anticipated, but I hope that's all right.